Hello, pro-life leader Frank Pavone here, bringing you my daily diary segment. What did I do each day from morning to night, from Saturday the 24th of February through Wednesday the 28th of February, 2024. So on Saturday the 24th, I was still at the CPAC conference, Conservative Political Action Conference, held at National Harbor, Maryland. President Trump arrived that day to give a fantastic speech. So we were all buzzing with excitement. From morning to night, I was interacting with the participants at the conference, doing interviews, meeting with people on the side, political activists that we deal with around throughout the year around the country, exhibit area, broadcast row. It was just a fantastic array of meetings from literally morning to night. And at different times, I had to check in with some of my staff, and my emails dealt with things like the upcoming broadcast schedule, arrangements with Newsmax for an interview for the next day, arrangement for taping of spots, website. We have a special page that has a poster of our updated activities, and I was communicating with staff about that, and finally the renewal of website domains that have to be renewed in the coming month. Little things like that I took care of, but it was a day of CPAC action, and at the end of the day, had some dinner at a restaurant across the street, and that went all very well. Sunday the 25th was the day that I flew back to Florida. So got up early, caught the pre-scheduled Uber to the airport, did some work on the plane, and flew back to Orlando, landed, and then got driven back to the office, did some phone calls in the interim, some work on my laptop. When I arrived at the office, I got ready here in the studio for a live Newsmax interview. I was on with Lydia Serrani, whom I'm sure some of you watch. She's a great interviewer, and we had a segment on her show. And then I went to my office, I unpacked from the trip, began following up on different contacts that I made, did some work at my desk relating to things like updates for the staff that handle the website, arrangements for upcoming travels, arrangements for the taping of spots, finalizing the friend of the court brief that we'll be submitting to the Supreme Court in the coming days on an abortion-related case that they are hearing, preparation of shows, preparation of a major ad that various pro-life groups want to make in conjunction with us. You'll be hearing more about that. Invitations for travels, working on an op-ed for the New York Times, and preparing for tapings that Father Dennis Wild, one of our priests, will do on an upcoming visit to our office. Did all of that work. In the evening, went to get gas in the car and did some shopping for the week. Wrote some cards. We send out birthday cards to donors and bishops, and concluded the day with that kind of quiet work in the office. Monday the 26th, a full office day, up early, interacting with staff. Things that I had to deal with at my desk included upcoming taping plans, planning for administrative meetings, promotion of the app See Baby Grow. We are at the forefront of promoting that. Preparation of the Priest for Life travelogue to be mailed out, preparation of spots to be aired, the project poster on our website, putting the final touches on the updates to that, approval of emails to go out to our list, and plans for upcoming leaders, pro-life leaders meetings that we coordinate. I saw after our morning briefing, our correspondence associate had some questions for me, had a meeting with her. Did work at my desk in regard to our national survey and also in regard to the articles I had to write for our upcoming travelogue. I had a lunch meeting with our social media coordinator. We had a working lunch, came back, did more work at my desk, prepared for some taping at 3 o'clock, came into the TV studio to tape our Praying for America program. At 4 p.m., I had to leave the office to drive down for a speaking engagement that I had in Satellite Beach. It was to a Ronald Reagan club. It was a great gathering of people at the local community church. On the way there, I had a phone call with a leading pro-life attorney, our friend Alan Sears, who had led the Alliance Defending Freedom for a long time. And we were making some plans together. I had a great time giving my speech at the Ronald Reagan meeting, and the people really were enthusiastic and received it well. Then I drove back from there, about a 45-minute drive back to my office. I had not had dinner yet, so I had dinner when I returned and concluded the day with some quiet work. That was Monday the 26th. Tuesday the 27th, had to get up real early, had to get some routine blood work done in preparation for my annual physical. So I had a 6 a.m. appointment for that and took care of that in the morning. Came back, had our staff briefing, and did some work at my desk preparing for a meeting with a phone call with some political leaders, and also making plans with the staff to process our donor surveys, which are coming back now. We send them out each year. Had a taping with Father Dennis Wild, who is now with us for a couple of days. He's one of our full-time priests on the team. And we did a 10 a.m. taping here in the studio for an upcoming program on which we discussed the pro-life lessons of Holy Week and the Easter Triduum. Went back to my desk to do a little bit of work and then came back in here for 11 a.m. taping of the Praying for America program. Then had a meeting at 11:30 with our executive director, and then at noon, I did a drive down to Merritt Island to our executive director's office, and then we had an errand to go on. Actually, we both had medical appointments at the same place, so we decided to go there at the same time, did some work on the way, had a phone meeting with our other members of our executive team while we were driving, and took care of that appointment. And then came back to the office, and I had a dinner meeting with Father Dennis Wild that evening, the 27th, after which I came back, dropped him off at the hotel, came back to the office for some quiet work to conclude the day. And then finally, Wednesday, the 28th of February, a day here at my desk in the morning, things like preparing an email to go out about the elections, upcoming conservative meeting that I made some plans for, promotion of the See Baby Grow app, working with the Pregnancy Center networks, a joint effort of Priests for Life and the pregnancy centers to promote this app. You'll hear more about that. Finalizing our project of Women in Pro-Life History. March is Women in History Month, and so we've launched a special project that you'll also hear more about. Arranging for interviews that people were requesting with Alveda King. Arranging for an important meeting with Ralph Reed and some other political influencers, and our ongoing work with Silent No More. I had to do some interaction with those leaders. All of this took place with work at my desk. We're preparing for the travelogue that we send out for Priests for Life. I had to review and edit the articles that various staff had prepared for that. And that took me well into the afternoon. At 3:30, I taped our Praying for America program here in the studio. At 4 o'clock, I had a half-hour meeting with our media firm and our communications director. At 4:30, did some more desk work, and 5 o'clock had a meeting with pro-life leaders, a Zoom meeting following up on the leadership meeting that we hosted here at our headquarters a couple of weeks ago. That was at 5. At 5:30, I had a radio interview for a half hour. And at 6 o'clock, a working dinner with Father Dennis Wild, one of our full-time priests, and we went to a local restaurant. I dropped him back off at the hotel. Did some more quiet work in the office when I got back from that, preparing of cards, doing plans for the upcoming week's events. And that's what I did. Now, I share all this with you in celebration of this work. I never get tired of it. I think you know that. If you follow my work, you know that very well. I do it as an act of gratitude to the Lord for the ability to do this work, gratitude to our team, accountability to you, especially those of you that support us, and also a challenge to my critics. Where's their daily update? I want to know what they're doing from morning to night, aside from criticizing. I know that they do that. They got a lot of criticizing to do. But what are they doing that's productive? That's my challenge. I'm waiting to watch those daily updates. Thanks for watching mine. God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon.